Hello, welcome to episode 2 of CSI Stonehearth. First, I wanted to call this episode actually digging into the dirty details of basic sleep behavior, but I think that sounds too much like an X-rated movie. But nevertheless, today we will take a look into the Animating and Implementing Basic Sleep Behavior live stream, which was broadcasted like 2 months ago, and I have it opened here already. And let's get just into the details. So the first thing I have recognized watching once more the movies was like here somewhere at like 3 minutes or so. And what we see here is more or less the file structure, including CSS, JavaScript, and also the Lua files. And what you see here down there is that there is one section for human race. So that's obviously the standard humans which we will see. And you see that there is an IA, so artificial intelligence folder included in there, which includes some actions like sleep action. So we will have for sure different actions for the different races in the game. I think that's nothing too new. It was mentioned, I think already that they might differ, but that was something nice I saw here. And actually, if we go a little bit further to like 1155, where we are, so let's just give the time the chance to pass by. Then Tom will scroll up a little bit. There we are. And what we see here is, apart from the sleep action, we see entities. So entities for me means we have one human race, and every single entity, which means every single worker in this case, will be one child of this class here. So it will be one entity of this human race. We have here two entities, so probably in this version there might be two workers, and that's something interesting for me because it shows actually a little bit how the coding works. So it will inherit all the intelligence, for example, from the human race. So all of them will act in a similar way. Plus there might be some variances, but in generally it might work out this way. And if we just jump a little bit further again, then Tom will just open one of the related files, and this is at 3802. There we go. So that's now the file basic human, which is related to this human race. And here are some attributes included for the race. So we see the health is at 50. We see here a sight radius. So obviously the worker can see in a certain distance of 14 here, which is also interesting. So we might be able to mod in some NPCs, animals, whatever it is, which are able to see further or not so far, which might be just have simple effects like the worker is not able to recognize trees, maybe, I don't know, and cannot chop them, or recognize dangers of wild animals too late, things like that. So that's something interesting. Here we have also ferocity. So there are some attributes which are linked to the single entities than here. So that was the first interesting finding I saw here on the human race actually. A second one, a rather short one, and I've mentioned it also I think already in the forum, was that at one point in time when Tom is working on the different or on the implementation of the calendar, then he is scrolling up in this file and we see here an overview of the month names. So Bitter Moon was in one of the live streams the month we saw under the calendar, And here we see another 11 months actually. So we will stay with 12 as in reality. Some of them sound already like they were filled, like Deep Num or Dew Moon, whatever they are pronounced. Maybe these are here still placeholder. Might be that they will find some more fancy names for that. Maybe not. We will see in the game then. So going to the next finding at 744. And here what we will see are some, just here we are. This is Decoder, one of the tools the developers are using. And here we see different Lua files. So we see something like a behavior manager. So this seems to be the Lua script which is responsible for managing the different behaviors and somehow maybe working as an interlink between the different entities, for example. We do have here some other more interesting ones like death action. So there is one Lua code which is responsible, as it seems, for what happens if something dies. Don't know if this is the worker or if this is an animal or whatever it is. So that might be interesting to just dig there into the details a little bit more. We have something like events, follow path action, things we can actually imagine what is behind, like get date. So that's obviously one of the Lua files which is working on the date and checking what date it is, and so on and so on. So there are some interesting ones. There is also one which is Terra. So here it seems like this might be the Lua file which is responsible for generating the Terra at the beginning or holding the information for it. Don't know for sure. And also a run effect. So that's interesting. So they can run. Actually, we saw it in the same stream that Tom at the end of the stream played a run animation of one of the workers. But that's also something where we can see here a little bit more of the planned animations. And for that, let's just go here to 1445. We need to stop this at 45 because it's not visible very long. So let's just wait until this here. So Tom is opening here, or I think he wanted to save this worker. And what we see is here what he worked the last days on. So that's the last files. And obviously it was the sleeping part, which is part of this stream. But it was also some other things like carry put down. So it seems like the sieve he used for the worker or the human race in general maybe. So here an animation where he is putting down things he's carrying or putting them down on the desk. So this might be the floor. A run animation, as mentioned, this is shown in the stream at a later point. And I don't know what is CityMax. So maybe he used it just to work on the city screenshot, because that was for sure not made in Cubicle. Might be that one, we don't know for sure. But we just play 2 more seconds and we see here another list of animations, like a first hand, backhand, so some fighting animations as it seems, parry, hit, things like this, and again some carrying ones, but also the chop one for chopping the trees probably, and one which is called Panic. Well, that might be funny to see, so it looks for me like we will have also some nice fun animations in there, where the settler might turn around and run away if a bear is crossing his path. And he can run because there is not only a panic, there is a run panic animation also. Don't know if one is just panicking and then if it's really getting dangerous, he's running away. We don't know for sure. But there is also a promote here, so I don't know, maybe we can expect a ding and then something magically happens with our worker and he is promoted to another profession. So also here, Tom did already some work on animations. That's That's good to see, good to see. And finally, there is, for a long part of the, especially of the end of the stream, not so much to find, at least for me. Maybe you are more lucky. But there is one here where we see the carrying animation, actually as a screenshot more or less. It's not moving, but that was one of them. And also afterwards he's opening one-handed idle animation. So we see here the worker with a sword, unfortunately not the animation by itself. Now the last one I have been able to find was here at 3523, and that's actually again Tom taking a look into the folder. You can see the folder structure, and that seems to be the sources folder of Stonehearth. So all of this will be somehow used for the game, I guess. So we have here the game engine, we have client application, not sure what is in there, but we have also another one which is called physics, which, well, we know that probably there will be physics, as it was mentioned that houses can collapse, or I'm not sure if catapults or something was mentioned as an intentioned feature, but physics seems to be a topic here, which would be great to see a little bit more realistic physics in the game. So you can see this time it's a little bit less of findings, which I've been able to make here, but nevertheless I wanted to share them. Maybe one or the other again did not came into your mind, or you've been not aware of them while you've been watching the stream. So I hope it was a little bit interesting again, and yeah, let's see if I can find another live stream with some, let's say, hidden information. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Have a nice day.